Hi, I'm Bebo, and today I'm going to teach you how to play Sabotage. As a small disclaimer, this video has cartoon violence in it, and it's recommended for ages 10 and up. Sabotage is a stealth and tactics game for two teams of 2 players, and it plays in 45 to 60 minutes. One team is playing the villains, and they're attempting to end the world with their doomsday device. The other team, the spies, are infiltrating the villain's lair, attempting to sabotage the doomsday device and save the world. The villains are armed to the teeth with deadly weapons and gadgets. They're seeking out the spies and attempting to neutralize them. The spies, however, have plenty of gadgets and tricks of their own that keep them from being easy prey. The game is separated by a shield, with each team having their own copy of the map showing 16 rooms in a 4x4 grid. Both teams move in secret on the board. The villains must rely on their deduction and prediction to stop the spies, and the spies, on the other hand, are unable to track the villains. They must rely on stealth and deception to outwit the villains. The villains win if they hit the spies a total of 5 times. The spies win if they hack the doomsday device a total of 8 times. The game takes place over 3 phases. Phase 1, roll dice. One villain player rolls their 4 6-sided dice and tells the other players which numbers were rolled. The other player rotates their dice to match. Phase 2, create a plan. All actions during a round are driven by dice. Players use their dice to program actions. At the start of the game, players can only use 2 of the 4 available dice. This phase is played simultaneously by all players. Players use their dice to program actions. At the start of the game, players can only use 2 of the 4 available dice. This phase is played simultaneously by all players. Each action on a player's character sheet lists a requirement represented by this symbol, and it must be satisfied to program that action. If you see this symbol, the die must have a number within the shown range. For example, if you were looking to perform the hack action, you would need to be in possession of a die face of 5 or 6. If you see this symbol, 2 or more dice may be used. Their sum must be exactly the number shown. For example, if you wanted to use thermo, you'd need to be in possession of a total sum of 2 dice in any combination totaling 8. Then write the programmed actions abbreviations into the sequence you intend to execute into the grid on the right side of your character sheet. When programming a move action, you must indicate the direction of the move by drawing an arrow in that direction on your character sheet. For all other abilities, you can decide what direction to aim when executing the action. Phase 3, execute actions. The villains go first by choosing one villain player. This player executes actions they have programmed this round from left to right. Once both villains have completed their actions, it's the spy's turn. The spies execute their actions with either spy going first. As with the villains, the first spy must complete their actions before the second spy begins. Now, let's go over the various actions that you can take in the game. In this video, we won't go over the advanced abilities, just the base ones. You'll want to play a beginner game just using the base abilities before playing a game with the advanced ones. This will help ensure that all players have a reasonable grasp on the gameplay before unlocking the advanced rule set. Basic actions for the villains. Move. Move your character 1 room. Taser. Choose an adjacent room and fire your taser into it. Declare this to the other team. They tell you which spies are there. They are now incapacitated and they have to leave the map. Don't worry though, they'll make a full recovery and they'll come back soon. Flashlight. Choose a direction to shine your flashlight. This will reveal rooms in a direction until you hit a wall. Declare the rooms to the other team. They must tell you which spies are in those rooms and where. Generator. Place a cube on a generator. If the generator has 2 cubes, both villains get to use an additional die. This is how you'll be earning those extra actions. Basic actions. Basic actions for the spies. Parachute. To enter the map, a spy chooses any room to enter and then writes that letter on their sheet. This is a free action. It uses no dice. When executing, they place their token on that room and they must declare to the villains which half of the map they landed on. Top, bottom, left, or right. Spies can choose which one they want to say. Move and scan. This is the core mechanic of the game. When villains move, they don't say anything, but each time a spy moves, he must perform a scan. For example, if I was programmed to move from B to C, I must declare the row, the quadrant, or the column, which includes C. If I move again that turn into D, I must declare a row, a column, or a red quadrant. Villains will use information to attempt to keep track of the spy's locations, but it's not all bad. When a spy declares a scan, the villain must reply if either of them is in that area. So if they scanned row A and they were in room A, they have to tell you who they found and exactly where they found them. If they found a villain, they get intel. This is the primary resource for the spies. The first time spies reveal each villain each round, both spies get an intel to spend. In the intro game, the only thing they spend it on is swagger. When they have enough swagger, they can spend it to use more dice. Hack. When hacking, they must be in the room where a generator or a doomsday device is located. When they pass a doomsday red cube to villains, or remove a generator cubes from that room. But they have to declare where the hack has happened, giving up their exact location. And they'll still need to figure out a way to get out of there. Earpiece. When using an earpiece, you declare to the other team you are using it. Then you can move your teammates' meeple to one room, not through walls, but you also don't have to scan. Getting shot. If you get shot as a spy, you do a few things. You don't get to execute your actions this turn. You leave the map and you have to parachute back in the next turn. And then you erase your swagger up to the nearest red line on your track. Most actions can only be used once per turn. The move action and the villain's generator action can be used any number of times in a turn. Scorecards. Each team has a scorecard to track their losing condition. When the villains are past a red doomsday cube, they mark off a red cube on the track. When a spy is hit, the spy marks off a hit on their track. When these happen, the teams gain resources indicated. These include Modify. Modify is a shared resource either player can use to change the dice. To use it, discard a yellow cube from your scorecard and change up to one of your dice up or down by 1. 1 can change to a 6 and vice versa. It only changes your dice, not your teammates. Slide. This is a special resource only spies get. They can consume this to move one room silently, not through walls. They can use this anytime during their turn. Both Slide and Modify are not declared to the other team when they're used. And as a reminder, the villains win if they hit the spies a total of 5 times. The spies win if they hack the doomsday device a total of 8 times. This should be enough information to get you started playing the base game of Sabotage. Keep an eye out for our next video, which features the advanced abilities. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Be bold, play games, be you. Happy gaming!